It's Ashley O, and we're hanging out backstage at Audacy's Riptide Fest in the Hard Rock Lounge with Sublime with Rome's
What's up?
Rome.
What's going on?
How
I was
are
a little
you
early,
doing?
sorry. I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Chilling. It's nice to be back in Florida. It just got really cold where I'm living at. I live in Nashville. So last week it dropped down to 30 degrees. Yep, so it was really nice to come here. In fact, I knew I was going to the right place because when I boarded my plane this morning, I saw all of my fellow passengers, and they were just like all in their mid-60s, and they were just wearing like Crocs and board short, kind of like this. And I was like, oh, we're going to Florida. I can't wait.
Yeah, you are. That's quite a climate change.
It's so big. How does it even happen? We're only like an hour and 45 minutes away, and it's literally like 80 degrees here, wonderful paradise, 30 degrees, cold and freezing in Nashville. I don't understand it.
Are you liking being out in Nashville?
I love Nashville.
Yeah?
Yeah, my wife not so much, but I love it out there. Well, because, okay, like it is, I do a lot of songwriting and producing. It's what I've done like a lot of the time while I've been on the road with Sublime. It's just a love of mine, writing and producing for other artists. And Nashville is a huge music capital in the United States alongside, you know, Los Angeles and New York, and now Miami. So I spent a lot of time in Nashville. I've always spent a lot of time in Nashville. And when the pandemic was going on, like right as soon as it started, my wife, you know, she had the idea where she's like, would you be into, you know, maybe moving to Nashville? And I'm like, say when, let's go. I'm so down. We were living in LA at the time. So, you know, watching what the pandemic did to Los Angeles, it was like heart-wrenching as an LA guy. So I was like, you know, let's move to Nashville and let's try this new way of life. And, you know, I can do more songwriting and producing out there. And it's just been awesome.
It's super encouraging. When you're in Nashville, there's music everywhere, whether it's
Everywhere.
like live or graffiti or like
Yes,
somebody's talking
that's what I
about
tell
it. It's like
people.
crazy inspiring.
You can't
to
get
be
away
out
from
there.
it.
Yeah. It's all over
So
the
as
place.
a musician, that's like really awesome to like go and drive and just on a park bench, just a music note. Or like, you know, like you said, music is everywhere. And in LA, the art is so, you know, multifaceted. You know, you have, the entertainment companies like, you know, Netflix, and then social media companies. And there's just so much different entertainment out there. And in Nashville, it's so predominantly music. And that's where I feel at home.
Well, it's a little, maybe diluted isn't the right word, but there's so many different
You could say
areas
that, it's
of
okay.
creativity in LA, so it feels
Yeah.
like it's watered down.
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
over in Tennessee, it's very
hard.
music central. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
People go fly there all like every day. People are getting off the plane in LAX to start their dreams. And that's what's magical about LA. That's why I moved there. That's, you know, that's why I love Los Angeles. But, you know, it's good to have different perspectives as you grow through life, I think.
It's about to be 15 years of Sublime with Rome.
I know.
Is that like, does it make you feel old or is it
Yes,
encouraging?
of course. Well, but, I mean, old in the sense that like, okay, I started like singing and playing guitar with this band when I was 18 years old. And now I'm 35, and we've done so much, and we've gone everywhere in the world. And it's just been such an amazing, beautiful journey, you know? And never in a million years would I have ever thought that I would be here singing, you know, these songs for people all throughout the world, especially as a kid when I first discovered the band. But here we are. And I think it's beautiful because I've been gifted this opportunity to be able to play these songs for generations of people, like 2 generations now. We've been doing it for almost 20 years. Crazy. And, you know, to see these kids like grow up and come back, bring their kids, or in this, you know, instance now with like Sublime, you know, they're a cool band. I mean, it's awesome. Like they had the recipe, Brad, Bud, and Eric, like they knew what they were doing, you know? Even if they didn't, it worked. And it turned me into a fan. And it's cool to be able to be singing these songs and looking out and seeing the youth coming in. And they're like stumbling on the music the same way I did, or you did, or any of us. And that is like, it's a gift to be able to be the vessel for that, you know?
Totally.
It's been awesome.
Well, you've also done a lot of some other projects. There's been some solo work. I think you're even working on some solo stuff right now.
Yeah, I got some solo music I've been working on. I got stuff with Rome and Duddy, a project I got with my boy Duddy from the Dirty Heads, like my best friend. Yeah, I don't know. Like life's been crazy like that. It's like I've always just said yes to whatever sounds fun. And, you know, I think that everything else will work itself out after that. But just like chase what sounds like fun, you know?
Totally. Well, the Dirty Heads are obviously, I mean, they're here today. Have you
Those are my family. Yeah, I love those guys.
gone and high-fived them
Killing
yet?
it. They're doing so good too. It's so good to see.
Are you getting on the stage with them? Are we going to get some Lay Me Down? Is it going to happen? Are you sneaking up there? How do I encourage this? Like,
know
does
what's
anybody have a
funny?
20 in this room?
You know what's funny is like, okay, so like for most bands, and you know, from my experience, a band set on stage is a very cooked thing. I mean, it's, you know, it's a sacred thing. You've practiced this thing. It's a thing. It's a set. You know, everything is already like pre-thought out. You know, as best as you can. And for most bands, you know, like features, when someone hops up on stage, it really is like a thing where you send an email a couple days in advance or a text even like, hey man, I'm gonna be there. You guys wanna do this thing? With the Dirty Heads, it's literally just, I just see him backstage and I'm like, hey, we doing Lay Me Down? They're like, yeah, come on up. I mean, it's just like that easy. It's just that natural, which is how it should be, I feel.
Totally. So we're going to get you on with Dirty Heads. I think we've just established. We've got solo music going on right now. What else do you see as the future of what you're doing? Because I see you all over social media. I mean, you're constantly writing and doing other things. Like, you've got your hand in a lot of areas right now.
My wife will say the same.
Oh, yeah? See? Well, where are you going to be focusing moving forward? Like, mainly on your solo stuff?
Well, so moving forward, we just got done recording a Sublime with Rome record last summer, which is, in my opinion, the greatest album that we've put together thus far. And we've been rolling out a couple singles, and we're about to put out the last single before we drop the record. And then after that, I've been like working and tinkering away at like this solo sound that I've been picking up on and just really kind of honing it in. And I mean, I got all these stories and just like all these like life lessons that I've learned from just traveling the world with like my favorite band. And it's like to like compile all these ideas and memories into songs that I now want to like, you know, debut on my own and then leave for my kids. It's like I don't know, it's like, it's so much more of an important thing than just like, oh, I got a new record coming out, you know? So I'm like really trying to take my time and make sure that everything that I'm doing is for the right reason and it's like as best as it can be. But I got like a really awesome tour lined up that I can't say yet, but I'm really excited for it.
You could, if you wanted to.
At another time. At a better time.
Thanks for being here for Riptide. Can't wait to see you take the stage.
Absolutely.
From Sublime with Rome.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.